All right, everyone. We had congressional testimony the other day by Roe. He's the acting head of the Secret Service now, of course, when Cheater decided to resign, Cheetles, or whatever the fuck her name was. Nobody will remember. She got her golden parachute, and now she's going to disappear off into a small Caribbean island, probably. I don't think there will ever be any prosecution, despite dereliction of duty at the highest level, by the way. His testimony just confuscates things further. He's trying to say, like, look, we regret what happened. Mistakes were made. We'll be firing people. Please don't blame me. I wasn't the acting director at the time that this happened. And he's like sweating nervously the whole time. I can kind of understand his position because you've got kind of a happening job. And you're making a shit ton of money, by the way, doing it. You're now the acting head of the Secret Service, so you're making easily 6 figures. You don't want to lose that because it's a prestigious position, and you're like, oh shit, this is the agency really made a fucking mistake. Here's the thing, though. I still hold to my belief that it was not a mistake. I believe that Crooks was allowed into the venue, that local police, and he tries to throw them under the bus. Well, usually it was a lack of action. No. They were trying to act. They were simply incapable of coordinating with you. That's because apparently there was no radio communication between the Secret Service and the local police that actually were trying to solve the problem in that situation. And then you knew 90 minutes before it happened that there was somebody who was acting suspicious prowling around the building with a rangefinder. Nobody even bothered to talk to him. Oh, that's fine. Rangefinder. It's legal to have a rangefinder at a presidential rally. Maybe you need to change that rule. Maybe the rangefinder should be, I don't know, confiscated temporarily or something like that. Hey, you can bring your rifle into here. That's perfectly okay. Yeah, you're within shooting distance of a presidential candidate. That's fine. That's just fine. Can you imagine, by the way, the Secret Service reaction? If Kamala ever held an outdoor rally, and she probably wouldn't bother because there'd never be enough people to pack the venue, and somebody showed up with like a rangefinder and shit in their car and weird stuff like that, they would be beating them to the ground immediately. It's very lopsided, and the reason why that happened is because while the local police, which got thrown under the bus in Roe's testimony, were trying to do their jobs, it was badly coordinated because there was no attempt to coordinate at all. Half the agents that were there, other than the PD, they weren't even Secret Service. They were DHS agents, which seems like a little bit of a lapse in judgment now, doesn't it? What I think happened is they were aware of the fact that a drone had been flown under the venue prior. They were aware of the fact that Crooks was there. They were aware 90 minutes before that he had a rangefinder and he's acting suspicious and everything like that. And they let him take the shot. That's the long and short of it. This is a very, very deep, this is a 10 out of 10 scandal. And this is not a conspiracy theory. Literally nothing lines up. Now we've got Roe coming out in his testimony saying, well, we need to stop using the SMS system to communicate with each other. It's clear we need to go back to radio. I was unaware of the fact that the Secret Service decided to stop doing the police radio band thing. Why? It makes absolutely no sense. Press a button and start talking into the fucking walkie-talkie. Hey, there's a shooter on the roof. Maybe you want to get Trump down behind the podium. Simple as that. Instead, it's sitting there fucking texting and stuff like that. It's the enormous number of coincidences that would have to line up and the enormous number of incompetent lapses in judgment that would have to line up in order for this situation to exist at all, absent some sort of shenanigans, is too sheer for me. I can't believe the official line that they're going with. I simply can't believe it. You let him take a shot. You allowed Trump to be shot in the ear. You allowed an American citizen to be killed and 2 others to be critically wounded. Thankfully, they're expected to recover, so that's some good news. You literally allowed it to happen. Now he's planning to go back to Butler. And he's saying, fuck it. I don't give a shit about shooters and stuff like that. Apparently you can't kill me, so he's planning to go back and hold another rally there in remembrance, actually, of the slain, which is a good idea. It's optically good. It's also ethical. You know, people did show up for your rally. Like if I was running for office and somebody opened fire on the crowd and killed somebody, I would definitely have a remembrance for them because, like, well, he literally took a bullet trying to see me speak, so, you know, obviously. That would be a good idea. Yeah, he'd donate to the family. I think that he's donating some of the money from his Trump shoes or hats or whatever the hell he was hawking last week. I think he's donating that to the family too. So he'd be paying for the funeral, etc. The testimony here, though, is it's just part of a larger cover-up. Also, it's a distraction from the former head of the Secret Service, literally the SS, which is very ironic, who now is an absentee, has literally disappeared. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to find out she was living in Uganda next week or something like that. Well, she decided to take an extended vacation to Venezuela or some place like that, because of the fact that she doesn't want to be extradited and prosecuted by Congress or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't surprise me in the least. This is like a Gulf of Tonkin level cover-up. It's sort of like the JFK assassination with the Secret Service stand-down. They simply stood down. They didn't take the shot themselves. Lee Harvey Oswald wasn't, associated directly with the Secret Service. But they probably knew there was a threat, and they said, well, let him try. Unfortunately, in that case, they succeeded. Fortunately, in this case, Trump has really good timing and decides to look over at an infographic at exactly the right moment. The only reason why he's still alive. Otherwise, you think that there's political chaos right now with Joe Biden standing down and Kamala being all loopy and psychopathic and all the crazy shit that's going on? Their astroturfing campaign. We'll be talking later about a paid posting campaign on 4chan for demoralization purposes. 130 posters. Why am I not surprised? We've seen it before. David Brock likes to run these gigs all the time. The link in the description, archived, of course, and look through some of the testimony. And it's just weird listening to him speak, actually. It's just part of a larger cover-up. Well, mistakes were made. I'm really sorry about this, by the way, and I didn't want it to happen. Were you in on it? Or was this at the utmost level? So you see, the deputy chief of the Secret Service, the current acting director, interim. What did you know and when did you know it? But the problem is that there's no radio transmissions. Everything's end-to-end encrypted, I'm sure, with regards to the text messages and shit like that. And Congress can act impotently. And even though it's a bipartisan effort to get to the bottom of it, really, the liberals don't want to get to the bottom of it. They're going to softball, generally speaking. They'll play hardball because of the grave nature of the incident. But I'm sure that they've privately assured him that they're not going to, grill him too hard or, turn him into a pile of ashes on the stand or something like that. They wanted Trump to die. Some of them probably knew about it too. Maybe they got a text message from Cheadles that day. That's about all. Peace out.